Dane Kennedy is a father of two, full-time chef. I have my own business called Devilish Sweets. I've been doing this for 9 years now. Cooking has just become my life. This is every day, more than 8 hours a day. I mean, being a business owner, you gotta always be on it. You don't know when you're gonna get a call, and it's moving from working a full-time job to having your own business is nice. It has its perks, but it's hard work. Lots of hard work. But I love it though. I mean, if you love what you do, then you don't work a day in your life, because it just comes like a hobby. It just comes as fun, something, that you just do. It just comes naturally. That's what sets it apart from, that's what sets a career apart from a job. I know being a chef is my career now, so yeah.
How have you been able to balance fatherhood and running your own business?
Well, that's the thing. It gave me more time as well. I mean, yes, it is tasking, but I still get to spend more time with them instead of being 8 hours away from my kids. I work from home, so I get to spend more time with both of them. You know what I'm saying? I get to see everything. They're growing up. You don't really get. There's only one time in their life that they will be at that stage. So I mean, it's good that I get to see them grow up, or get to be there, be a major part in their lives.
Now, you started off studying computer science. How did you move from computer science to food? Well,
I was putting myself through college, through university, so I had to work. And there was I was a kitchen assistant. I got a job as a kitchen assistant just to pay tuition and transportation and stuff like that. And one night the head chef left the job, just walked off the job, and everything was just left on me, and I ended up filling that gap, filling that position. And because it was so tasking for me, I had to choose between studying and cooking, or studying and working, and I couldn't do both. It was too hard, so I needed the money. So I kept cooking, and I found that I loved it. It's something that came naturally to me since high school, because I used to make my own meals since high school. I was doing cheesecake since high school. Seriously, you wouldn't see me buying lunch and stuff like that at lunch break. I would always have a bowl of food in my bag and stuff like that, while everybody else is gonna get some KFC or something. I got some fried chicken in my bag with some mashed potatoes and something, you know what I mean? But yeah, after that, I said, let me refine my skills, so I went to Carnegie. I did 2 years at Carnegie. I was working at Italian Grill for that 2 years. Carnegie really refined my skill. It taught me the basics and how to do things. I mean, I was doing things good, but I wasn't doing it the right way, if you understand what I'm saying. So Carnegie really ironed out the small things in my work, and it took me places as well, because I was able to represent Guyana in Jamaica in a cooking exhibition called Epicurean Escape. I went to Jamaica, me, a few other chefs from over here, and when we got there, the funny thing is that we ordered everything like a month prior, and when we got there, nothing was prepared. So everybody had to band together, because everybody went for their own business. Oasis had their thing, Bettencourt had their thing, but even Dustin from Silhouette, he went to represent Silhouette. And we all banded together and ended up just making a Guyanese thing, you know what I'm saying? So we all had separate booths, but we just put it together as a Guyanese booth, and people just came, and everything worked out well. We worked together and represent Guyana really well. It went off really nicely. We're representing Guyana in French Guyana for Inter Guyana festivals. Remember they have that. every couple of years or whatever. And that was nice too.
So how has the international exposure assisted you to improve your craft?
Well, like you said, it's exposure. You get to see how everybody else does their thing. You get to see different food, different, and you get to learn from different chefs. Like I got to talk to chefs from places like the Rio, the hotel over in Jamaica, and a French chef in French Guyana, because when I went to French Guyana, that was actually the first time I knew that people used to put coconut milk in curry, because I had a lamb curry from there and it was amazing, you know what I'm saying? And so you learn a lot, you pick up a lot of little things, and it really helps you to fine tune your recipes, because you always have like conversations back and forth. Like I have conversations with chefs from Trinidad, Grenada and stuff like that, and their small inputs, like, really help me refine my skills as a chef, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
What inspires you when it comes to your creativity in your craft?
An empty plate. Honestly, like that, I think you don't want anything better. A chef, this is like the ultimate goal. I mean, appreciation for your art. I mean, people loving what you do or what you put forward. I mean, when you see, like when I was working at restaurants and doing a la carte menus, when your plate comes back empty and you hear compliments to the chef and stuff like that, that's inspiration right there to do better, to be better, and always be on point with what you're doing.
What would be some of your favorite dishes to put together?
Well, for me, I'm a pastry chef. Pastry, cakes, desserts, and stuff like that. My major seller is cheesecakes. I supply restaurants with cheesecakes. I supply bistro with cheesecakes. That's my biggest seller. I don't really have a favorite food to make, but I love Creole food. I mean, when you keep doing international cuisine in terms of like Mediterranean and Italian dishes and stuff like that, you taste it all the time, so it becomes repetitive, and you lose the taste for it somewhat. I mean, it's still amazing, but Creole food, like a good cabbage and rice, or some pak chai and chicken or something, some beef pumpkin and stuff like that, like good.
As a business owner, what are some of the challenges you have been faced with?
Not enough time in a day, I guess. Honestly, it's not enough time in a day. As a business owner, it's a 24-hour job. It's not a 8-hour clock in, clock out, and you finish. You know what I mean? So I guess that's my only challenge. Finances and everything is fine. Like when I left my job, I left because of COVID. COVID made me left my job. Like, I swear to God, it is this fear in you. I mean, getting a salary every week or every month is security. You know that at the end of this week, I'm going to get this money and this is going to be it. And then when COVID hit and we were doing 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, I had a second child on the way. And I was like, this is not enough money for me. I can't support my family with this. So, I mean, it was a good salary. Hats off the bistro. There was a really good team and a really good owners and stuff like that. And but it just wasn't enough. I needed more. And I just took the risk. I took the risk. I was like, I'm gonna open my own business. I'm gonna do cheesecakes. There's not a lot of places that are doing it. That is my specialty, and I'm gonna try to, supply restaurants and do private catering and stuff for people. And it was welcomed very well. Like, I left bistro and I started supplying bistro. They were my first customers and stuff. And they have a lot of traffic, so they sell a lot. And I was making more money, and it just flourished from there. Like, I got out there, people knew who I was or who I am, and then we got a call from the first lady, and we Dustin and I, which is another chef, we actually ended up doing the catering for the Pompeo, the Secretary of State from the U.S. when he was here in Guyana. So we did the catering for him personally. So, I mean, it was nice. That was another nice piece, to add, a little notch to your belt. That, we did think it was welcomed well because they loved the food. We got compliments and stuff from the president. It was nice.
In light of that, how does it make you feel stepping out on your own?
It's scary. It was scary. I mean, doing it is a scary thing because you don't know if it's going to do well or not. And most businesses they give you at least 6 months before you can start making a profit. I was making a profit in less than 2, and it was fine. I was already, as soon as I started off, I was breaking even at a month, and then the second month I was already starting to make a profit, and I was doing pretty well. So that's just it. Just taking that first step is the hardest thing. Because like I said, going from security, a monthly salary that you will get, to I'm not certain where this next money is going to come from when you open your own business. It's scary, but it's rewarding when it actually does work out. Well, for young people getting into business, from the beginning, it's kind of hard because you don't really know what the market is like. You just come out of high school or you just come out of college and stuff like that. You just finish studying. I mean, you don't know I don't think the school system or the educational system in our country teaches us what the real world is like when you come out here. So what I would advise them to do is work first. Work. Do something you like doing. You know what I'm saying? Like if you do something you like doing and you get a feel for the market, or like I'm into this. I'm into cooking as a chef. I started working, and then you gradually build a name for yourself, and then eventually you could move on from there. You could open your own business, and you have to take the risk. I mean, and the second thing is that you have to provide a service that no one else is providing, or provide a service better than everyone else is providing. Like I said, for me it's cheesecakes. There's not many places that do it, and there's not many places that offer the flavors and variety that I offer. So I think that's what separates me from everybody else. For young fathers, I think time is worth more than money. Being there for your kids is more than money, and I think that's what a lot of people don't get. People look down on fathers. They expect so much of men, and they don't know the stress and the challenges that they face every day. Because there's so much. You're expected to be the breadwinner. You're expected to be always expecting more. More is always expected of a man. You know what I'm saying? It's just how society has set things, or is built around. And but like I said, time is more valuable than money. I'm gonna be honest with you, because spending time with your kids, you're never gonna see them at that age again, and they will appreciate that. They will definitely appreciate, Daddy was always there for me. He guided me, and and young boys, like for young boys, especially when you got sons, because fathers need to raise their sons and teach them to do better. I mean, that's why there's a lot of, youngsters doing wayward things, because they don't have the father in the home, or, to straighten them out and lead them down the right path. I'm not saying like abuse or beating them or stuff like that, but guidance, just simple guidance, just teach them the right way to do things, and what hard work provides. After you work hard, you get stuff. Like Bible said, from the first sweat of thy brow they shall have bread. So, and a lot of people don't realize that's why it's got so much petty crime and stuff like that, and these young boys just want these things immediately. That's not how the world works. You have to work, and I think the lack of fathers in homes is what cause society to be this way. You know what I'm saying? So just time and guidance, just guide your kids as a father, because they need it. We're doing a banana caramel cheesecake. All right. So we need this is 16. This is actually equivalent to 6 packs of cream cheese. We're only going to use 16 ounces of it, which would only be 4. So we're going to slice off 2. We're using a sponge cake as the base for the cheesecake. So this is basically 2 eggs separated. The yolks are mixed differently from the whites. The whites are whipped, and you only add quarter cup of flour and a teaspoon of baking powder, and let's say about half cup of white sugar, and it's mixed, and we get this finished as the base. Always butter your pans before you start anything else. The pans are buttered, and I'm gonna pour this in here.
Now, if you can explain something, I know some people will use
biscuit crumbs.
Biscuit crumbs, yes.
Yeah, biscuit crumbs is traditional cheesecake. Biscuit crumbs is a traditional cheesecake. That's how it was always done. And this is one of the differences with my cheesecakes from other people. I use a sponge cake as the base, so it's more fluffy. It's different. Put this in here. And while that's baking, we're gonna mix our filling, our cheesecake filling. Like I said, we're using 16 ounces of cream cheese. We're gonna use a cup and a quarter white sugar. I'm gonna use quarter cup of cornstarch. It's already pre-measured. So put this on a low, and we'll just let that cream for now. Alright, so you just beat this. This is gonna beat for about 2 minutes, so that it can incorporate everything, and you just keep scraping on the sides of the bowl as it's mixed. One egg at a time. Scrape down our bowl as we mix, just to get off the sides because the mixer won't get it. Just to make sure it's completely incorporated. You can turn it up a little bit when we add the eggs. The funny story about cheesecake is cheesecake used to be my favorite thing. It used to be my favorite dessert to eat. In high school, I would buy the box one, the ready-made, the small ones, and just mix it with the cold milk, and and put it in the fridge and have it as a snack when I come home. And when I started doing this, and I started, when I used to work at Nightcap, we used to do lasagna nights, which lasagna was my favorite food overall. And we would make so much lasagna, and I would do so much cheesecake that I was like, I hate these things so much. I don't like them anymore. You made it so much that you were like, oh, I'm tired of this. I can't. That's why I think that really amplified my appreciation for Creole food. You know what I'm saying? Because fettuccine Alfredo and, man, I love that. I probably sit down and eat out a whole pan of lasagna, honestly. And now I was like, I don't ever want to see it. Add the cup of heavy cream. Now, You just mix it on a little slow so it can incorporate. And then you turn it up on a high mixture so it can beat the heavy cream and really activate it. Because what it does, it stiffens and thickens the cream cheese, the whole mixture. Yeah. You don't want over mix because it will curdle. So that's the filling mixed. So now we just have to wait on the crust to bake. That'll probably take about 15 minutes or less. And then we move from there. So this is the crust. So we can pour on the filling on top.
This is amazing.
Alright. So that's fine. The next thing we need to do, this is a spring form pan, so which means it has a hole at the bottom. So we need to put that in foil wrap. Let's foil wrap the sides. Let's pull it up. And then we put this in a water bath, which is already done right here. We don't need so much water, so I'm just gonna throw it a bit. The water. Alright. So we put it in a water bath. We turn our oven up to 350.
My last question is, what would you attribute to your success?
My sons.
Success.
My sons.
Oh.
My kids. Because they motivate me. They motivate me to do more and to keep doing more. Like I said, when I was working, I had another kid on the way. I had my youngest on the way, and I was like, I'm not making enough money to provide for 2 children. I have to open my own business. I have to take the chance and make more money so that I can give them what I didn't have and give them what I had. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people try to give their kids what they didn't have and they forget to give them what they did. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, my kids are my biggest motivation.